with the best highlights across Northeast Wisconsin. This is Friday Night Blitz with Brandon Kennard.
Friday night, and it is time for football. Thanks for being with us for a Week 8 edition of the Blitz. A couple of big games tonight that absolutely lived up to the hype. Let's jump right into it with our Sports Showdown game of the week. Bayport playing host to West De Pere. The winner clinches at least a share of the FRCC North title. We'll pick it up late third quarter. Bayport with the lead and adding to it. Matt Stevens rolls and hits Brady Moon in the flat. That touchdown puts Bayport up 2 scores, 35-21. The Pirates getting some love from the Packers. A couple players there, including Christian Watson and Jaden Reed, giving them some handshakes and high fives. But this football game is not done yet. Patrick Greisen to Brock Story, who makes an incredible catch. That ties it up at 35. A couple of quick strikes from the Phantoms. And then their defense steps up on 4th and 1. The Pirates go for it. Stevens stops short. The sideline going nuts. And they waste little time cashing it in. Greisen to Story again. And West De Pere has the lead at 42-35. More to come, though, folks. With less than 30 seconds to go, Moon finds the end zone again. Bayport can tie it with an extra point, but they're going to go for 2 and the lead. Off play action. Stevens keeps, and he's got Bennett Depler up high. The Pirates back on top, 43-42. What a game, and it was not done. West De Pere got it far enough down for a 49-yard field goal, and Brandon Schaefer drills it. An instant classic in Swamico. The Phantoms come out on top, 45-43. Here's Pere Apostolokos.
Hi there, I'm here at Bayport High School with the coach of the West De Pere Phantoms, Chris Greisen. Now, Coach, it was a very close game this evening, and you guys came out on top. How are you feeling after tonight's performance?
Still a little bit of shock. It was just incredible game on both parts. I mean, on both sides, the coaching and the players playing so hard. It was tremendous, just back and forth, and credit our kids. They just never stopped believing and playing for each other.
Absolutely, and you know, it was so close at all throughout the game, really. What do you think was the biggest challenge that your players had to overcome tonight?
Well, you know, initially I saw some doubt in their minds, and every Thursday we have our team meal, and then I'd like to tell them a story or teach them something about life. And this week I told them a story about in my playing days a long time ago when we were going against the top dog in the conference and trying to get over that hump, and how we found ourselves down 14 points in the fourth quarter. And I reminded the kids that. They kind of put a smile on their face, and they're like, okay. And then we just kept on scoring, and it was just a tremendous effort by our kids.
Incredible game. Chris and Pere, thank you. Elsewhere in the FRCC North, Pulaski and Preble. Fast start for the Red Raiders. Spencer Hakes with a touchdown. Pulaski jumped out to a 21-0 lead. Preble, though, getting on the board here. Harrison Selk to Michael Lazerne. Makes it 21-7, but this is a Pulaski team that scored 77 points last week. They can fill it up. Here's another score. Ethan Schmidt to Bowden Schmidt. Red Raiders win it 35-20. And one more in the FRCC North. Ashwaubenon on the road at Southwest. It was a great start for the Trojans. Already leading 7-0. Little swing screen here to Braxton Murphy. That leads to a field goal. He takes it down inside the red zone. Southwest up 10-0. Ashwaubenon with the answer. Malcolm McGrath, a moon ball here. And he's got Noah Platten for a big gainer. Leads to a Jaguars touchdown. They're on the board, trailing 10-7. After a Trojans turnover, that duo back at it. Another connection down inside the 5. And then a few plays later, McGrath to Jackson Bumia for the score. Back and forth ball game. Ashwaubenon wins it by 5. In the FRCC South, the top-ranked team in Division III, Notre Dame, making the short trip to Green Bay West. Very first play from scrimmage, Max Pierce, James Flanagan, and watch the big man rumble. Down the far side, manages to stay in bounds and tumbles in for the score. Tritons up 7-0 early on their next drive. Give the ball to Christian Collins. More or less, good things are going to happen. One of the best running backs in the state, untouched for a 34-yard score. Notre Dame wins big, and they clinch at least a share of the FRCC South. All right, now let's head to the FVA. Some big games in the Fox Valley tonight with 3 teams still in contention for the conference title. 2 of them, Kimberly and Kaukauna, playing each other. John Miller's got you covered.
Kaukauna beat Kimberly for the first time in 20 years last year. They're hoping to do so tonight at Papermaker Stadium. The Ghosts in first place, but if Kimberly wins, we could see a 3-way tie at the top with these 2 teams and Neenah. Let's get to the highlights. Ghosts putting together a nice drive on their first possession, 3rd and long. QB Braun Schaefer scrambles. He finds Kavanaugh Weinberg over the middle. He's off to the races. That's a 47-yard touchdown pass. Now the Ghosts force the Papermakers to punt on their first drive, and they immediately march right down the field. Schaefer hits a wide open Parker shoe down the seam in the end zone. Kaukauna up 13-0. A little later, Kimberly only down 6 here. Braden Ellison drops back to pass. He bails out of the pocket, runs up the middle, breaks 1 tackle. He's near the end zone. The defender tries to strip it away, but he muscles his way past him into the end zone for a 26-yard touchdown run. They would lead by 4 at halftime. Now the Ghosts onside kick to start the second half. They recover and take advantage. Aiden Reardon takes the handoff up the gut. He's going to take this one to the house. 25-yard touchdown. Kaukauna goes up 3. A few minutes left in the 3rd quarter. The Papermakers have 3rd and 18. Ellison has all day to throw. He hucks this one down the field and hits Aaron Cullen in stride, and he'll make his way to pay dirt. A 57-yard touchdown pass. Kimberly would end up scoring 21 unanswered points, winning 38-20. Here's head coach Chad Michaelwitz.
I'll tell you what, man, Grant Dean is in the conversation as well, no question about it. But what Braden Ellison does for this football team on both offense and defense, the guy's an absolute stud. He's a dog. He's the unquestioned leader of our football program, and this is the kind of performance he deserves on a big stage.
And Kimberly hosts Appleton North next week on our showdown game of the week, and Kaukauna takes on Appleton East. Now let's send it back to Sports Director Brandon Kinnard, who has the Neenah highlights.
That's right, John. We got that B-roll. The Rockets at the bottom of the lake to take on Fond du Lac. Neenah punting on its opening possession, and it's blocked. Sam Mowry got a hand on it. Guardian Harris recovers. The Cards have great field position, and they don't waste long. DeAndre Williamson. This is a dime and a great catch as well from Connor Johnson. 13-yard score on 4th down. Cardinals jump out to a 7-0 lead. But the Rockets respond with a long drive, spearheaded by the aforementioned Grant Dean. You heard Coach Michaelwitz mention him there. Great rush from the future Badger, and that sets up a touchdown from Evan Van Evenhoven. Neenah winds up running away to win it 25-7. 3-way tie atop the FVA between the Rockets, the Ghosts, and the Papermakers. Undefeated Mayville in Fond du Lac to face 1-loss St. Mary's Springs, a big one in the Flyway Conference. 3-0 Mayville at the half. Ledgers looking to get on the board. Ben Anderson fakes out the defense and the camera and finds Armani Fisher. Gets brought down at the 5. The Ledgers settle for a field goal to tie it up at 3. Early in the 4th now. Springs getting close again. Anderson making a dash for the end zone. Stop short. 28-yard gain. This time, though, they cash it in. Will Stellmacher, a few plays later, gets across the goal line for the 1-yard score, and that is the deal breaker. The Ledgers with a big 10-3 victory. Stick with us. We'll come right back with our Friday Night Blitz play of the night. A thrilling end to one of the best high school football games I have ever seen. Our Friday Night Blitz play of the night. Brandon Schaefer drills a 49-yard field goal as time expires. West Pere wins an instant classic, 45-43 over Bayport. Won that whole team, and that young man carried off by his teammates will remember for a long time. What a game. It's going to do it for the Blitz tonight. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend.